Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon. And out of the digital world, I finally saw The Good Nurse. Is this really a good nurse? Of course not. Not even close. So The Good Nurse, what's about the very simple premise actually. We're following Charlie Collins, if I'm saying his name correctly, and he's technically a serial killer. He would just go around spiking IV bags with Diroxin, if I'm saying that right, as well as insulin. Just spike. And these are killing patients at probably 9 different hospitals. And finally, at the 9th hospital, it finally took some people to be like, wait a minute, something's not right here. Why are all these people dying, and why are the hospitals covering it up? So with that, did I like this film? This is a weird film, and this is a good type of weird, because what I mean by that, it is one of those movies where it doesn't feel like a movie. It feels like a movie. You're in the hospital. You are a fly on the wall. You are with these characters. You are at the diner, at the table. You are at the dining room table. You're on the couch with them having this conversation. I don't know how it was directed, where the camera was located, the cinematography, or the color grade of the film, but when watching this film, I was like, this feels real life. Like, this feels like, yeah, of course there's going to be dramatic elements to the film, but this just felt like nothing was dramatized, which is really good, because you watch some movies that are based on true events or based on true stories, like, well, that shit's wrong. That shit's wrong. With this one, you're questioning, like, is this, like, the closest true story ever put on film? And that's something I need to research. But that is a huge positive for the film. Some people might not look the color grade of the film, or how the film was directed, or how it's acted, or how it looks. I think that is the positive of the film. And you're not used to these natural light movies. Yes, this movie feels dark in some scenes, light in some scenes, because there are the fluorescent light bulbs, or it's just dark outside, so there's not going to be, these random lights out of nowhere making the screen brighter. It feels like you are part of the scenario, and I enjoyed it. Eddie Redmayne, Jessica Chastain do a fantastic job. I did predict, Eddie Redmayne and Jessica Chastain from the Golden Globe. Only one of them got it. I mean, that was just my guess, but at least I got 50 of it right. But if I have to say a negative of the film, it is a slow, methodical film. Even though I say that, the more I think about it, though, it was a fast-paced movie, just watching these nurses trying to do the good thing, trying to have these cops trying to catch Charlie. So even though I said it's kind of slow, even though it's like, okay, what's happening here, and you're seeing how it connects to the story ends. So you might be thinking to yourself, this is kind of a slow movie, but then when you get to the conclusion, you're like, is this really a slow movie? Is this really kind of a mindfuck of a movie, because I don't know what's real and what's not? And with that Good Nurse and having this movie do it, it's totally sweet, in my opinion, even though it's not really sweet what's happening. Like, 400 people could have died. 400. I think he's, in jail for like 23 consecutive or something, but he can't get parole to like 2344, which that is kind of awkward, because if this motherfucker lives to 2344, huh? just say life in prison without possibility of parole, period, dot. The whole 2344, it just feels like it's like, oh, we got you now. It's like, there's really no need to do that. Almost like the Alix Jones, like, you're paying us $1.2 billion. That's not possible. No one has $1.2 billion. So it's just like the court system there is kind of awkward. So I guess with the negatives for this film, it can be a little too real for some people, or some people can be bored with that, because there is nothing flashy about this movie. It is straight down to earth movie. And I find absolutely nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing. So overall, The Good Nurse is a very, very good movie. I like the technical aspect. I like how it looked, how it was directed and acted. The negatives, I mean, I guess you could say it felt too real, and that could be uncomfortable for some people. And I do wish there was some closure about this Charlie guy, of like why he did it. Or I wish maybe they would have focused on the patients as well, because with this one, they really only focus on 2 of them. And I do wish they kind of went a little bit back, like, to the other hospitals. That would be a negative, is the writing of maybe expanding a little bit more of his past, but they didn't there. And that's just me stretching for what I didn't like about this film. So The Good Nurse will receive a 4.5 out of 5 Futons, which equals that 90%. Let's see what the Critics' News Scores gave this one. So you have the critics a 76% of them with 152. Audience score is 76%. pretty crazy with over 500. Here's correct consensus. The Good Nurse is hobbled by stilt dialogue and unrealistic story elements, but those issues are offset by strong work from a pair of talented leads. Unrealistic story elements. Did I watch the same movie? What was unrealistic about the story elements? Please let me know down below what you think was unrealistic. I thought this was like the more realistic, based on a true story event movie I've ever seen. Don't know what happened there. Anyway, 76s, 90. Chase Talk with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what things Booftopia. You Booftonies. And no, the sound didn't go out. I yawned. Sucks to suck. And I suck.